This playthrough is rated E10+.
It's time to answer the age-old question, which is better, a French thief or a British detective? Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare here with the finale of Sherlock Holmes vs. Arsène Lupin. In the last episode, we saved Queen Victoria, but didn't really save her because all Lupin wanted to steal was a kiss from the fair queen who let him escape, which, to the gall of all of us, even though we didn't actually know, only we the players know, that she let him get away. But either way, we're now at the final area of our final match against Lupin himself. He's about to steal the treasures from the Tower of London, and if we can't get to him now, he'll take the treasures, steal our honor, and Britain and England will all be for the lesser for it. But luckily, with some trickery and some forethought, Sherlock Holmes finds himself here. Unfortunately, he's left his friend Watson at Big Ben and with Lestrade and the Prime Minister to take, well, to basically take the heat of the trick that Lupin played. Because if you choose Big Ben, you know, it's basically, he thought he was given an obvious riddle that had to do with time, and the theme was basically going back to an old place like the Tower of London. So if you really read the clues, cool, no? But anyway.
There, some cartridges are intact.
Alright, let's get these cartridges and then head on out. We already checked his rifle, and this guy's like...
This sidearm was submerged.
Yeah, we couldn't use that. And the guy there is named Schick or whatever, so... Okay, so let's go to the weapons room. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, some of the teleport options have been completely removed. There's like 2 options that have been completely removed, so we'll have to walk to some of the location. Although it might be faster to teleport here.
Lupin must have installed this rope in order to take the maximum number of objects out of the Tower of London without having to transport them. Think, if I want to catch Lupin and be assured that he hasn't been able to remove the jewels before that time, I must prevent him from using this rope without him noticing.
Okay. So Mr. Lupin has got a plan to get those jewels out with a rope. So if only we could just shoot it down or something. We'll have to take care of that eventually. He's probably planning a scheme. So
closed.
You know, can't get into the weapons room. Yeah, we can't teleport to the weapons room because it's closed. So that's a little annoying, but what can you do? So okay. All right, let's jump to the scaffolding site here. Let's take a look. What the? Yeah, another guard's knocked out.
This warder is asleep. The name embroidered on his uniform indicates that he is Kirkpatrick. There is something here.
He's Irish. Ew.
There seems to be a little bit of green paint on the right hand.
Keep that in mind for another puzzle later. Alright, so that's Kirkpatrick there, so... Alright, let's go to the storeroom. I think the storeroom's over this way, if I recall. Yeah. Let's see, the... personal lodgings. We'll go there in a second. Oh, hello.
Someone was dragged to the door of the storeroom. The rain hasn't yet removed the prints, thus they must be quite recent.
Looks like another guy got knocked out.
Someone was dragged to the door of the storeroom. The rain hasn't yet removed the print.
Okay.
This print on the ground suggests that someone had a heavy fall here.
Fall off a tree or just get knocked down? Probably got knocked out.
It's Chief Warder Smith's hat.
He's probably in the storeroom.
Closed.
But it's locked. So we need to find the, let's see, well, let's continue exploring. What, there's another guard over there. Let's take a look at him. Yeah, these are the dormitories in the cloakroom. We've been here before, by the way, so.
How are you, Warder?
Hickman.
Are you injured?
No, but I have a headache. I feel sleepy.
Yeah. So, I wonder why they're so sleepy. Maybe they got poisoned or roofied by Lupin somehow.
Wake up. Where's Chief Warder Smith?
He left with the doctor into the storeroom.
Yep. Come on, man. Stay awake.
The storeroom is locked. Who possesses a key?
Smith and the cook, but he is out.
Who else? Speak, Warder.
Fatty Johnson, in his locker, a duplicate which he stole.
Okay.
I must leave. Bide your time until I return.
I feel like this guy's about to get knocked out or fall asleep officially, so
Closed.
we can't go in there. So let's go in here. So we need to find these keys to open the storeroom. Oh, for some reason it's poke it through. Yeah, let's see what's inside. Ooh, hello.
2 hot air balloons in solidarity. The inertia of such a ship necessitates particularly precise and stable flight conditions.
5 flight day shillings every Saturday and Sunday. Hyde Park. Try the very original solidary balloon. Balloons tied together. Dearest cousin Sarah, I promised to write you during my first week posted in the Tower of London, so I'm writing to you as promised. The week that just passed seemed as quick as lightning. I had to learn by heart a whole horde of coded phrases as well as the names of the important folk around the tower. I've also seen some incredible rooms in some of the buildings, so I tell you that they were all for, so tell you what they were all for, I couldn't. So much of them I've seen. The food is swell, and the cook deserves a blue ribbon. I'm on night guard duty with some of the others, and we have a grand time on our rounds. My hours are the same as Law, the only Scotsman in the barracks. We can hardly understand a word he says. Scotsman, yes, yeah, whether they're drunk or not. Makes us laugh so. In the cloakroom, I met a couple of lads, March and Ludlow, who are inseparable, and if you see one, the other will not be far behind. Ludlow is gentle as a lamb. He's always been bamboozled by the other lads, ended up on the worst ships on doing the worst duties in the worst places. March tries to defend him as much as he can, but Ludlow always says it's not a problem. He puts up with it. I share my room with a warder by the name of Jones, an old fellow, for being short he is. Old. I thought that said odd for a second, but no, that's old. I wonder how he passed all the tests to be here, but his hours are completely different from mine and we rarely see each other. I've also come across the Viking in the cloakroom, a rather robust fellow with a Nordic name, whose lockers are across from mine. I haven't spoken with him much as Sergeant O'Shea doesn't like gossips. On my next leave, perhaps we should take an air flight. I'm sitting along a handbill that praises the beauty of London as seen from the sky. I await your news. Your cousin, Robert Moore. Okay. Remember all those names and the descriptions and everything.
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
I've got a brand new pair of roller skates.
This uniform seems to be made for a child. This man must be of a small stature.
Man, he is small. I guess he's, maybe he has dwarfism or something.
This lamp has a funny shape. I am taking it.
Oh, that's all. So the great detective takes stuff that has a funny shape. Who knew? We'll need that for later.
This may prove to be useful.
That's a key, so good to know. Yes, I am a detective in my own right. How'd you know?
This bed is dusty and must not have been occupied for quite some time.
Okay. Not used very often. Yeah, hello. Metric system. Not respecting the precise dosage of powder while loading the cannon can lead to catastrophic. I don't know why I was having such a hard time reading that. Consequences. Narrowing of the shaft, explosions, etc. 2 inches, 2 1/4, 2 2.5, 2 3/4, 3 inches, 3 8, 3 4, 3 1/3, 3 1/2. Let's see, charges 398, 4281, 478, 500, 549, 631, 665, 699, 787. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for much later. Okay, so we got that key. I think we're good for now. So let's use that key on the cloakroom here. Let's go in there. Alright, let's see.
It must be the guard's cloakroom.
Okay. Now what's this? Guards rotation for the month. 3 a.m. Law and Moore, 3 to 6, March at Ludlow, 6 to 9, Bell and Willoughby, 9 to noon, Giles and Hickman. I thought it said Dickman for a second. Noon to 1300 hours, Johnson and Jones, 3 to 6, Summerby and O'Shea, 6 to 9, Kirkpatrick and Thick, 9 p.m. to midnight, Morrison and Flint. Oh, we got a puzzle here. Looks like we need to figure out which person has their own storeroom, but for what reason? We'll find out here in a second. Let's back out. So anytime you press right click in this room, it'll show up the cloakroom puzzle. So we're supposed to figure out whose room is which for the purposes of finding the next keys. So, all right, let's see. Sergeant, I am leaving this to ask you if you wouldn't want to change lockers with me. You're aware that Summerby and I are not getting along anymore, as we tend to cross paths during the changing of the guard, and as he's only 2 lockers away from me, he never stops provoking me, and I'm worried that may end badly one day. You would also be next to Bell, with whom you said last week you wanted to keep a closer eye on. Thank you in advance, Warren Schick. Huh.
This door is solid, the lock is rather ancient, and each locker has a different lock. If I want to open one in particular, the chance of finding a key within a reasonable amount of time is almost null. I will have to use force. Blow up the lock, perhaps?
So we have to find the right lock, and we probably only get one shot at it before time doesn't work for us.
There is a stool here, possibly for helping the owner of this locker to reach the high parts.
Yeah, it's that one guy's locker, the short man.
It's typical Scottish material. There is a kilt inside this locker.
I killed the man who called it a skirt. Meanwhile...
Ahem. Well, Lupin is certainly making us wait. It's already been 4 hours that...
Enough, Lestrade, enough. I know how to count.
Listen. Shh.
What?
I hear a noise. Like a motor. A small motor.
Well, you have a good ear, because I don't hear anything with this cursed tick-tock.
Shh. Keep quiet. There is a strange noise, I tell you.
It's true. It's behind the door. Quick, Lestrade, it's him.
It's Lupin. What can he be up to?
Watch out! I'm going to open the door. I'll see...
So, Inspector?
What are you doing? Wake up, you lot of bunglers! It was nothing, just the snores of the men on duty.
Bravo, Lestrade. You keep your men in line.
You ought to congratulate Dr. Watson. A bit more, and it would have been the longest police hideout of all time.
Calm, gentlemen. Calm. Lupin won't be long now.
Yeah, we know he'll never come. I feel kind of bad for Watson because he actually had the right plan, and then he was convinced otherwise that it was Big Ben instead. So if he'd only kept with his original instinct, he would have gotten it. So, oh well, that's just how it is. But anyway, all right. One of those mustache hairs or something?
This is, without a doubt, a freshly combed moustache hair.
Let's say so. This should be Schick's mustache, if that's the case, from what the information we've told us. So, let's see. What's the other outlining? In this green paint here.
Green paint.
So this is Kirkpatrick's, because of the green paint on his hand. That's how you're supposed to know that. Okay, and then we've got the plaid there, and then that there. Let's see. I think we're missing another clue before we can really set everything into motion. So let's go back outside and talk to that sleeping guard again, see if he knows anything before he goes to bed permanently. Well, not permanently.
Which is Johnson's locker? Where is it in the locker room?
Don't know. I never pass it.
Where is your locker and those of the wardens that you know?
My locker. It's the fourth on the left, next to Bell and the new... opposite the fellow who is on duty with me. Willoughby is closest to the entrance. At the back is Dirty Flint. Oh, his locker stinks, and nobody wanted to be next to him.
I believe that's it. The sleeping pill has produced its effect. He's in a deep sleep, and I won't be able to get anything else from him.
Okay, so I think we've gotten everything we need to solve this. So let's take a look at the. No, it's supposed to. Okay, so let's see.
This door is solid. The lock...
Okay, so I need to activate the, let's see. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can go third person sometimes. I'm so used to doing first person mode that I, let's see. There it is. I was trying to remember how to get to the thing. You just had to go to the map and choose the cloakroom and be in the cloakroom. Okay. So, from what there's a couple of obvious solutions we know just from reading the rotation and talking to everyone. So one we know for sure is O'Shea is number 1, and Schick is number 6 because of the mustache stuff. And we know Kirkpatrick is 12. And then we know Law is... Where's Law? Law is 15 because of the kilt. And then we know Jones is 16. Okay, so... See, this framing guard... the sleeping guard is framed by Moore and Bell. So we got 3 lockers in a row we can figure out. So Willoughby would be closest to the entrance outside of O'Shea. So Willoughby goes here. And then you'd have Moore and Hickman right after each other because of that information we got. Whoops. There we go. Moore and Hickman there. So that'd be... And then Bell should be right after that at 5. Okay. So, the only one across from Moore should be Mortensen, Mortensen from that. So, and then they said, what was it? Summerby is 2 lockers away from Schick, so he would be here. Okay, so that places him at 8. And then March and Ludlow would be together, but before Stinky Flint. So, okay, so Flint should be here. And then it should be Ludlow and March. So, and that leaves Johnson, which is at the rear of Kirkpatrick. Let's see. Yeah, place him at 7. And then that leaves Styles as just the default, so.
Elementary.
Okay. So, the person we need to... So we just need something to blow the door now. So... So now that we figured that out, so now we just need something to put together to open that. So, okay. Let's go to the, let's see. Yeah, let's go to the store, or the personal lodgings over here. And find the cook's room, which should be over here. Open? Did you have to say that?
I'm taking whatever might be useful. The time is pressing and Lupin isn't far.
Okay, so what are these? Nutcrackers. Okay.
This may prove to be useful.
Yeah, let's see. Cake mold.
This may prove to be useful.
Let's see. String. Whoops. Didn't need to highlight. Doesn't matter, though. Okay, is that it? Okay.
I'm taking whatever might be useful.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we've seen all this before, so... Okay, so we need some gunpowder. So, let's see. So, let's mix this nutcracker with cartridges. And then let's put a bit of string in there, and we got ourselves a bomb. Someone set us up the bomb? Yeah, pretty much. Alright. Except we set up the bomb. Okay. And according to all the information we have, the solutions should be Johnson's.
I will have enough gunpowder to blast open one locker. I must be sure of which one.
Yep. So I'll cook the matches.
Open.
Alright. Yep, there's the key to the storeroom.
This must be the key to the storeroom.
And whatever that is. Ugh.
This haggis is fresh and supple. Perhaps it is meant for the cook in order to prepare a special dish. Not appetizing, but I'm taking it regardless.
Yeah, do you know what haggis is? Haggis is like... It's like sheep's stomach, or sheep's stomach wrapped in something. I forgot, but it's kind of... People say it's good. I think it's gross. And I'm Scottish. So, well, just Scottish descent anyway, so... I'm not directly Scottish. My last name's Scottish, but... Yeah, I can't throw tabers and stuff like that, and I don't have like a weird Scottish accent, so sorry about that. Oh well. What the?
Smith looks to be unconscious. Is there a chance of waking him up?
Yeah, maybe if we make a lot of noise, or
water,
or a bucket of water. So just drown him in it.
The lock of the grill has been changed. and I can no longer open it.
Yeah, who forced that, though?
Smith looks to be unconscious. Is there a chance of waking him up?
Let's just throw a bucket of water on him, see if that works.
That's it. Hickman fell asleep quite gradually, probably under the effect of a strong narcotic. The prints on the ground in front of the storeroom made me think that Smith was knocked out and not drugged. Thus, only a bit of cold water was necessary to awaken him.
Smith, wake up. Do you hear me, Smith? It's Holmes.
My head. What's going on? What am I doing here? Mr. Holmes? Where is the doctor?
Listen, Smith, pull yourself together and come here. Can you open this grill?
My keychain has disappeared. No, I can't open it. After you came through the other day, the cook insisted on changing the lock. It now needs a key.
Fine. In that case, I'll need your help. We'll need to find a way to get you out of there. Foremost, you must precisely recount the events of the night. And who is the doctor you speak of?
Well, early in the afternoon, the few men who were still present in the rampart were taken sick with awful stomach aches. Must have been something in yesterday's meal. I don't digest tomatoes well, so I didn't eat, and I felt fine. Our usual doctor was absent, so I had to call a doctor in the area, Dr. Cernin. He hasn't been around for long, but I've heard good things about him. In examining the first man, he appeared alarmed and insisted on treating them with injections. We checked on all of the guards and he treated them all. The last to be treated was Hickman. The doctor was vexed as he didn't have enough medication to administer a full dose, but he assured me it would be enough. Afterwards, he asked if we had seen all of the men in the garrison, which was affirmative. He asked me to accompany him to the postern, and I had hardly turned when I felt a sharp pain at the base of my head. I don't remember anything else.
I like how even in the cutscene he doesn't have his hat on, even though he should have had his hat on before he got hit by Lupin. But whatever. Yeah, was the clue about Dr. Paul Cernin's calling card reveal? Well, it's Arsene Lupin, so yeah, I mean, if it ain't obvious.
I am beginning to see. What medication did he administer?
I really don't know. An empty vial fell into a puddle, and I picked it up.
The label is damaged and the water would have washed out any remaining substance. Impossible to tell what it held.
But what are you doing here? Can you explain what's going on?
I assume that the guards who are watching the crown jewels were also attended to.
Yes, and the only key leading to that room is on my chain.
I must help you out of here. Is there another key to this grill?
The cook has one, but he's out. However, I think I had a spare key to the guardroom maid, and it wasn't on my chain. You might just find something there that will get me out of here, or capture the person responsible for all of this.
Yeah, I wonder if the cook was the second man, because remember Lupin had another person working with him. So I wonder if the cook is this other man.
The lock of the grill has been...
Whoops.
Get me out of here, Holmes.
Alright, let's find this thing. And he gave me the key to the weapons room, so let's head over there. So, weapons room. So, yeah, it's probably faster to go here, I think. You have to do a little bit of running, because we can't... Until we open the door, we can't actually teleport there, so... Alright, so let's get this guy out. Oops. Sorry, I have to actually equip it. Okay. I also need to find out where Lupin is around here. Because he's assuming he's getting the crown jewels or whatever. Yeah.
This dish is empty, but might work.
For what? Well, we'll find out here in a second.
This liquid has a strong smell. Certainly a petrol derivative to lubricate or clean metal. There isn't much left, just enough to moisten a rag.
Let's see. So, oil. Oil can.
Perhaps I'd be able to find something useful in this case, but it is locked.
Probably need a key or a file or something like that, or a screwdriver or something like that to get that open. Yeah, hello.
Small, dry pieces of wood.
Okay. We'll need that for something, that's for sure. And a helmet?
This helmet stand is quite singular, sturdy and very light.
No, not the helmet itself, just the stand. Gotcha. Let's see, what's that?
This served to store the exact quantity of powder necessary to load the cannon.
So we're gonna have to load a cannon, apparently. Yeah, it's kind of weird picking up items before we actually need to use them.
The interior diameter of this cannon is approximately 2.5 inches.
Alright, remember that for later.
It's the door of the Queen's jewel house, and it is quite solid. Was that the sound of a saw from behind the door? Lupin could be finished in his work any moment. I must make haste.
Yeah, you can hear sawing in the background, so... Alright, let's go. Oh, there's another guard.
If I am to believe the tag on his uniform, this warder is called Summerby. Apparently he was also taken care of by the doctor, Dr. Lupin.
Lupin the Third.
Look, this warder must have lost this key in falling. What could it be for?
Alright. Well, there's only one other thing we've seen locked so far, so... There it is.
This may prove to be useful.
So, a file...
This may prove to be useful.
Sorry, screwdriver and a file. So... Well, that might be enough to, get the man out. I mean, that's how they used to... thieves used to get out of things back, grates back in the day. Is just file it down, so... Let's see, let's head back to the storeroom and get the file to our man here.
Take this file, it's all that I could find. Is there any way to enter the jewel house without a key?
No, not without a cannon at least.
In that case, I'll have to find one.
You are kidding, I'm sure.
I would not trifle with such a serious matter as this.
The munitions are found in the armory at the top of the staircase heading to the White Tower, the central tower. Apart from the one on my keychain, the other key is found in one of the service buildings, and it will be far too complicated to tell you how to locate it.
Pray, release yourself as quickly as possible. Go find the key and open the door of the armory for me. I will join you there. Is that your scarf over there? Can you please pass it to me?
My daughter just finished knitting it.
She should start knitting another, because before entering the jewel house, I must block Lupin's retreat.
Okay, yeah, sorry about this, dude, but...
I'm almost finished filing the grill, Holmes, but phew, it's hard.
Don't lose heart, Smith.
Alright, you take care of that. So, alright, so we need to stop Lupin before he'll help us out. Well, I mean, he's got a job to do. Alright, let's go to that rope. So, how do we get this thing down? So, we can't... Let's take a look. What have we got here? And remember that one bill that we saw earlier about the hot air balloon? We're going to have to make our own hot air balloon. So, let's see what we can put together. So, let's see. We got haggis, lampshade, doilies, string, candy cartridges, screwdriver, scarves, oil, wood. I think we got everything we need. So let's see, haggis with this.
I found it. I will make 2 hot air balloons.
I must burn the rope that Lupin strung between the jewel house and the exterior. Otherwise, he will escape that way. Quickly, time is pressing.
Alright, let's make another one, though. We can't do it by itself, because we need to stop that rope, and how are we going to get it with just the one? So, I mean, unless we got really, really lucky, but we can't base it around that. So, let's put this wax doily on this one. See, now it becomes a another hot air balloon, so we got 2. And then a string, we need a base for it, something to put, just to, like, put something on it to, like, have a flat surface. So, we got the bowl and the cake mold. So, we put the string on that, turn those into little, just like little baskets or whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Put the mold there, or the cake mold there, put this one here.
Now I must find some fuel for my hot air balloons.
Alright, we got oil. Oh, wait, no, not yet. We need a wood to go in there first. Sorry, I skipped a step. Now we need oil. Because then now we can actually burn it. But now we also need to connect them together, so... So now we put the string on both of those, and then we combine it together to form Voltron.
I must release my hot air balloons in precise order.
Or that way, so... Alright, let's hold that, and equip them together, and use them on the rope.
I will ignite my balloons as soon as I release them. Watch out, they're off. The rope must have been somewhat damaged to no longer be able to support a heavy load. Let's see if Smith has been able to get out and find the key to the arsenal.
Yeah, I like how Sherlock Holmes never gets super excited. He is like, let it go! And you're like, okay. Yeah, I mean, the voice acting is god-awful, but, you know. But anyway, let's jump back to the White Tower, and, yep, he's done. So, yeah, the cutscene is allows him to teleport here, so.
I've been working as quickly as I could, but my old arms have been shaking like leaves with the effort.
While I'm taking care of the robber, you'll need to get to the base of Big Ben in order to find one of the officers thereabouts, because I don't think you'll find another in the whole of London.
But what are they doing there?
Well, we'll find out here in just a second. So. Oh, he just opened that book, so. Meanwhile.
Enough already. Enough.
Prime Minister,
Where is he then, this Lupin? Does he think I have nothing better to do?
I've just done my round. You wouldn't believe, but there's a mob of journalists down there.
Well, that takes the biscuit.
It's not surprising. Half the force has been kicking their heels in front of Big Ben for the past 8 hours. It couldn't go unnoticed forever.
Journalists, a mob, yes, but of course.
What now, Doctor?
Inspector, check the identities of the journalists. Lupin has previously disguised as a journalist, and I'm sure it was he who alerted them in order to create a diversion and slip in.
Well played, Doctor. I'm on it. At last, some action.
Lupin has previously disguised himself as a journalist, did you say? When was this then, Doctor?
Ah, well,
Poor Watson. Like I said, he's smart in the books, but here in a lot of the games, he's kind of shown as kind of bumbling, really. So, oh well. I mean, I like bumbling Watson, but you know. Anyway, let's grab a bunch of stuff to fill out a cannon.
A small barrel of powder.
Well, obviously, we need some powder to shoot the dang thing, so, alright.
This thick cover could support a very heavy load.
Ah, to help with the cannon.
This may prove to be useful.
Ah, to measure.
Curious, one of these glasses, which resembles those in a chemist's laboratory, reads 2.8 ounces. The other gradings have been erased.
So we're gonna have to measure stuff. Yay, math! Alright, now we need a cannonball. Let's see.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 4 inches.
4.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 3.5 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 3/4 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 3 1/4 inches.
Okay.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 inches.
And finally?
These cannonballs have a diameter of 2.5 inches.
Which is the one we need because of the cannon we saw in the weapons room is 2.5, so we need 2.5.
These cannonballs are very heavy. I can only take one at a time.
And you know, Sherlock is not a very muscular man. Well, depending on which version you show of him. He's supposed to... Well, apparently in the books he does work out. He's a professional boxer, actually, so he does have some muscle. It's just, it's more standard pugilist boxing more than like, you know, modern day boxing, if you know what I mean. So, okay. Let's go, but if we want to move the cannon, this will not help. We need something to roll it on. So, let's go back to the Queen's house. Remember that one pair of skates we saw?
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
So, how do we get these wheels off? Well,
this may prove to be useful.
Screwdriver. Simple as that. So, alright, now we go to the weapons room, so we have everything we need to defeat Lupin. So, because I like how he said, like, the only thing to stop to get through the doors with a cannon, like, as in to represent how strong it is, and Sherlock Holmes is like, well, there you go.
This cannon is heavy, but I will be able to push it. I will need to find a way to move it to the front of the door of the Queen's jewel house.
Okay. Well, that's how they tell you to what you need to do. So let's combine the wheels with this board here, and that'll help us move it.
Now I can push it to the door of the jewel house.
All right, here we go. Whee!
The stairs are preventing me from getting past. How can I mount them with my artillery?
I assume it's because it's super heavy, so...
The stairs are preventing me from getting...
Oops.
I need something.
Okay, so we need a flat surface, but we don't have anything on us. How about... What the...
I need something.
We can mess with the door?
I need something.
Well, let's unscrew it. If you, well, it depends on what type of door it is. It either has one of those door handle or door pull or door pins, or you could unscrew it. I think in this case it's a pin, so we're basically knocking out the bottom of the pin to unlatch the door. Although in this case, I think we're just unscrewing the whole thing.
There, the door is dismantled. Now I must find the appropriate location where I should place it.
It's a surprise to tell you folks, I've actually taken apart doors before. I've worked on houses back in the past. I'm not an expert at it, but I've done it before.
There, the door is dismantled.
So it's actually kind of interesting working on a house just to see how it all works and comes together, you know. And I've had to fix stuff. And I've had to fix stuff before too, so. You know what's funny? Sherlock Holmes saying that all the time, but it kind of wears out its like specialness when he says it all the time, like throwing out his catchphrases every other second. I don't know. How do you feel about that, folks? But anyway, let's push the door over the stairs. It's
there. Now I am in firing position, and there's nothing more to do but load this cannon.
Alright, so now we just need to put the right amount of powder in, and we have the documents that are supposed to tell me what type of powder we use for this thing. So we need 478,
I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the cannon.
So we need 478 cc's of cannon black powder. We got plenty of this powder jug. So the way this works is it's a standard we've seen this actually. I think the Mummy game had this, and actually I don't think did the Silver Earring have something like that? No, I think only that Mummy, the Sherlock Holmes and the Mystery of the Mummy had this, and it's been used before in multiple puzzle games. This is a standard adjust like the just certain like powder in between multiple objects to get 478 into this bag here. So if you want to fill it up, you fill up this thing. If you want to empty a thing because you put too much in it or didn't want to use that, you just click it on top of here and it resets it all over again. Okay, so the way we do this is okay, so there's two methods to completely fill this bag up. So I don't know if I'd say the fastest solution, but maybe the one that seems the most obvious is just to fill this up with 250 cc one, and then fill it up with 19 of this really quickly, and you have to just click it, fill it, click it that. So that's one way to do it. So 250 and 19 of these. There's another way as well, which is fill this up with 250, dump that in there, and then dump this in there, dump empty that, and put whatever's in here in this, and then we also need to add a 250 to that too, and then we need to do this one more time. Oops, I keep clicking the wrong thing. Okay, do. Oh, by the way, you right click to remove the cup and put it back into its position, by the way. So left click to grab, right click to drop. So anyway, 250 in there, or sorry, they're 80 in there. We can leave this alone, and then we just need 4 cc, 12 cc's in this thing. Oops, 460. Oh, did I? Oh, I messed up a step. Whoops. Okay, let's try. Sorry about that. Let's try that one more time again. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I messed up one of messed up one of the steps there. So so 80 there. Let's see, dump that. Add 250s to the bag, and then do that. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant to put the 90 in there. Then we do this 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Oh. I keep messing up a step. Why do I keep doing that? All right, I'm just gonna do the easy way. Sorry, folks. It's okay. I want to do this the legit way, the legit easy way here. I keep messing this up. So, all right. You know, let's just do that. Let's just do the lazy way. Never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There we go. Jeez. All right. Sorry about that.
Elementary.
Man, I was doing it right, but I kept missing one step on it. But anyway, let's just do the easy way. Never mind. Let's just say I'm an idiot. All right. Anyway, let's we fill it up. What the? Okay, I guess a glitch in the programming or whatever. So, all right. Well, anyway, we filled it up.
There. Now I am in firing position, and there's nothing more to do but load this cannon. I need something.
Okay. Let's use the cannonball.
There. Now I need something.
Okay, and the matches. Oh yeah, we got the can cartridge.
Elementary.
And then finally, the matches. All right. With this, we activate our ultimate plan to stop Arsène Lupin by shooting a cannon in his face, and obviously stopping his little rope getaway trick. Will that be enough to stop Lupin? Will Lupin finally be put into a British prison? Will he be tortured for the rest of the days and possibly hung? Yeah, he's a major character from a long-known franchise and famous character. What do you know? Have you ever watched or read Versus stories before? You know what's going to happen. But let's find out how this game presents the end of Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin.
There. Now I am in firing position, and there's nothing. I need something.
Oh, whoops. Oh, right, I need to load the cannon.
Elementary.
And then the matches. But anyway, let's see the ending of our Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin.
If I were you, Lupin, I wouldn't take that path. As you can surmise by the plumes of smoke emanating from the rope originating from this window, it, let's say, suffered by my hand, and there's no chance that it'll support your weight nor the items that I imagine you to be carrying.
You impress me, Mr. Holmes. You see, I concocted this plan with such thoroughness and, I'm sure you'll agree, a fair amount of genius, such that I was saddened that none would see it as I brought it to fruition. And yet, there you were from the first. A bit too close for comfort, wasn't it? And if you are here, it's because you must have searched, and most certainly found all of the parts of the puzzle, down to the smallest detail. And I can't but congratulate you on your performance. I am a gentleman, Mr. Holmes, and even if I didn't always show good sportsmanship during this adventure, my sense of honor obliges me to acknowledge your victory tonight. As someone who never knew defeat before meeting you, I would like to express my admiration and how honored I am that you not only played this game with me, but won also.
You should, Monsieur Lupin, understand that I share your admiration and know that if you're giving me the honor of the victory tonight, it was yours the last 4 times.
Your intelligence has no equal apart from your sense of chivalry, Mr. Holmes. You know as well as I do, those were but a few minor obstructions, and whoever wins the final battle takes the war.
Despite everything, our camp suffered some losses, the gravity of which could have been fatal if they had been made public. No one, myself included, would have come out of a Pyrrhic victory unscathed.
I betrayed myself by doing anything that could have harmed your reputation. I am duty-bound to you, Mr. Holmes, and I will accept your conditions, even if they dishonor me, as long as they don't dishonor my country.
You managed, thanks to your remarkable intelligence, to deny me any margin of maneuverability to decide in advance should we find ourselves in the situation in which we are. It was a chess match, and there is nothing remaining on the table but the 2 kings. This is a classic stalemate, wouldn't you agree?
You will find at this address a master's painting, a great rock, and a few birds. As for what Her Majesty wished for me, I had no choice but to give it to her at that very instant. Once again, I am at a loss for words to express the pleasure that I took from this adventure with you. Even if it costs me, I promise, on my honor, that I will never publicize the account of what took place.
We shall not meet again, my friend, but know that during the past few days, your presence in our soil did as much honor to your country as ours. Safe journey, Monsieur Lupin.
What? You'll let him leave like that?
What choice did I have, Watson? Look at the whole picture. Lupin's real intent was to steal the crown jewels. The goal of all the other thefts was to provide a sort of insurance in the case of failure, and, above all, to ensure the services of a plethora of accomplices. Us.
Us? Accomplices? I admit that I was fooled once, but I didn't steal anything.
From the moment we read Lupin's first letter, we became his accomplices. In fact, by having us play his game, Lupin was conditioning us. After the first theft, he left clues leading us to the second, from the second to the third. So well that as the second to last theft, we were convinced that Lupin's final target would be Big Ben. Lupin knew that the authorities, headed by the Prime Minister himself, would align themselves with the only person who could sort out Lupin's schemes as they happened: myself. Therefore, in controlling me, he was controlling all of London's police force, and he nearly succeeded.
Then why not simply steal the jewels to begin with? Why this whole masquerade?
I've just explained it, Watson. In order to steal the crown jewels, Lupin had to accomplish certain preliminaries. In the first place, he had to be assured that the garrison would be only minimally guarded on the night of the theft. Therefore, he started using a disguise, of course, by getting rid of the garrison's usual doctor by giving him a free trip to the continent. He also befriended the cook under another identity while the cook was out on the town. Thus, he was able to suggest a specific recipe for a specific date, the eve of the jewel theft. Then he went to nab the ravens. The effects of this theft permitted him to first create an inauspicious event that forced reduction in the size of the garrison so that the news wouldn't spread. Second, to have access to the storeroom in order to poison the tomatoes that were going to be used in the recipe that he gave to the cook. Third, to pose as Paul Cernin, that doctor who would be called in the case of emergency. Fourth, given that a theft had already taken place at the Tower of London, we would have had to have bats in the belfry to think that there would be another. Lupin also needed to get the police out of the area, which happened as I already explained.
I understand, but what of the other thefts?
A part of the process of conditioning, they caused us to put little weight on the theft in the Tower of London. If that had been the only prelude, we would have taken more time to ponder the clues and find Lupin's true intentions. Yet this time he didn't leave it up to us, and so, like I told you, these thefts were his insurance. Lupin had beaten us 4 times on the battlefield of English honor, such as he had suggested to us in his letter. Our pride in not bringing our defeats public was our sin, and it made us prisoners of his game. If he had proven beaten, he could have profited from the restitution of the objects, the price of his silence regarding our failures, and the true value of our police. A discreet release was a small price to pay with regards to an affront of international scope. Do not forget that the Queen herself is implicated.
Indeed. It is, moreover, a matter of conscience for me. When I write this adventure, I do not think I...
But there's no question, Watson. You cannot write about it. You promised before God that you wouldn't.
But, Holmes...
Your word is your bond. In any case, you wouldn't want to relate the ignoble theft that you committed, that of my Order of the Legion of Honor.
Holmes, you know that.
It's in the past, Watson. It's in the past. Incidentally, a young woman came by to return it a few moments ago. She wanted to deliver it to you directly. She seemed to know you well. A young woman who can be found at the Golden Lion, am I right? She doesn't seem like your usual client, unless, of course, you were the client in this case. What do you say, Watson?
And thus ends Arsène Lupin, Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin by Frogwares Games. Well, this game is an interesting game because I really like the puzzles in the game. I know you're probably thinking, well, aren't a lot of the clues in this game or a lot of the puzzles just kind of a fetch quest to go back and forth between multiple places? Yeah, but I don't know. This had a lot more interesting puzzles. Just overall, I think these games are more puzzle games with point-click-ish type mechanics added to it. And I prefer the puzzle parts of these games. Even though I'm not a great puzzle guy in general, I do enjoy the puzzles in this game, because a lot of the other puzzles in the previous games they weren't bad, but there was something about like some of them like either esoteric or weird, or there wasn't really much in the way of puzzles at all, really, when you think about it. Like the Awakened game had some puzzles, but there wasn't really a whole lot of them, and not a lot of weird, outlandish puzzles. I mean, there was that like I guess there was that one puzzle that was kind of weird, the one with the clock in the Awakened game. I mean, there were puzzles in the game, but what I mean is this one had a lot more puzzles and a lot of different types of puzzles overall. And it was just fun kind of running around trying to find all that stuff. At least to me, I found that more enjoyable. And I like obviously, taking a famous character like Arsène Lupin and pitting him against Sherlock Holmes. Because the last time that had happened was in the book where Arsène Lupin won the game and was able to solve a mystery that Sherlock Holmes couldn't do. Obviously, it was called Sherlock Holmes in that one because of licensing at the time. Now you could actually use their full names. And obviously, because they're two famous characters, they had to do a versus. When they do a versus, no one ever truly wins, because that's just how it is in versus stories. It's so one side never wins over the other, so that way you don't get one, get certain fans of one group over the other getting annoyed that their hero lost. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I like Sherlock Holmes, but if Arsène Lupin won for some reason, I would have been fine as long as it made sense for the story. Like maybe Sherlock loses not because of his intelligence, but because of circumstances beyond his control. Obviously in this game, we could manipulate the circumstances to do it. Now, if I remember correctly, there was an alternate ending to this game where you actually choose Big Ben first instead of the Tower of London. And you get a bad end to the game where Arsène Lupin gets away. That might still be the case. I just remember I could have swore that when I first played this game a long time ago, if as Watson you chose Big Ben instead of the Tower of London, it goes to a bad ending where he basically gets away, and Sherlock still stays behind, but he doesn't go to the Tower of London at all because you didn't make that guess as Watson, for example. Overall, I like the puzzles in this game more. And this game does have some interesting like NPCs and stuff like that. The only knock I have against this game is really the use of Elementary and the games afoot, Lupin and I. All these like catchphrases just keep getting repeated over and over again. They kind of lose their it's like when you say a joke multiple times back to back, or you say a reference to someone. After a while, you kind of, if you say it back to back, like every hour on the hour, it kind of loses that punch that it had. And so it's not as enjoyable to hear it. If you hear it once in a while, that's great, but this kept popping it out every other minute or whatever. And obviously the voice acting is kind of a hit or miss depending on the characters. Like, I think Arsène Lupin's voice actor was okay. I think it could have been a little bit better, like maybe a bit more of a French dialect or something like that, or maybe further into it. I don't know. He didn't sound as debonair as he should. But then again, Sherlock sounds a little bit off too. Although Sherlock the guy who voiced Sherlock actually was able to put on a Cockney accent and everything. And I do like Watson's voice actor. I think he sounds good for the part of it. Like I said, this is still early in the years of voice acting, so you're obviously not going to get creme de la creme. And this is obviously a Polish company, I believe, so they're going to get a lot of European voice actors and stuff like that. Overall, I think it's hard to say. I almost enjoy this game a bit more than Awaken, but I like Awaken more because of the story and implications in it. Sherlock Holmes going against Cthulhu and the madness of the world, but overall, this one feels like a more standard Sherlock Holmes adventure with puzzles, trying to solve Lupin's clues. And I like the explanation at the end that Lupin had basically been manipulating everyone to go along his little rat trail to his true goal. I thought that was what to manipulate a smart man by using his smarts against him. You know what I mean? And it was Watson that had figured out the other plan, and Holmes with his idea. That type of thing. Too bad Watson kind of got made of a fool of by the Prime Minister and Lestrade. Too bad we don't see the end of that. It just kind of goes to this point. So, but yeah, overall, I do enjoy this game. If I had to rate it, obviously I'd probably give it like maybe a 6 or 7, obviously. But I enjoy it as a puzzle game, and the adventure of Arsène Lupin versus Sherlock Holmes is always one of those tales where the master thief or the master detective, who's the best one overall? The man who works with the law, or the one who works against the law? Most people would probably side with Lupin, especially if you watch like Lupin the Third and stuff like that. But I was always a fan of Zenigata in those shows. Because the weird thing about that show is Zenigata is actually kind of intelligent. If you really think about it, he can capture any other villain easily except Lupin because of just the difference. But he's still a smart guy in a way, although the cartoon makes him a little bit bumbler sometimes. But he's actually quite like a go-getter and enthusiastic, and I wouldn't say super smart, be smart enough to be able to capture regular bad guys pretty easily. It's just Lupin's the one he has trouble capturing, so that's why sometimes he seems like a bungler, you know. But anyway, yeah, so Sherlock Holmes vs. Arsène Lupin, a fun puzzle game, obviously with a bit of issue with backtracking and you know, catchphrase itis, where he has to repeat every other second. But other than that, I enjoyed the game overall. But that's it for this adventure of Sherlock Holmes and company. But there's more tales left to tell. And next time, on the next time we play Sherlock Holmes, which I will play it eventually. Probably I'll take a break from the Sherlock Holmes games for a while. But the next exciting mission of Sherlock Holmes is what would happen if Sherlock Holmes dealt with one of the greatest mysteries of London's time, the tale of Jack the Ripper. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next game.